These baguettes are so light. They have a fine crispy crust and a beautiful crumb with loads of open pores and is soft, tender, moist and super delicious. The secret for getting this open crumb like a sourdough bread using commercial yeast is super simple. In this video, I will show you how to make baguettes with crispy crust and open crumb using the technique of fermenting under pressure. We know that yeast ferments fast and effectively in a warm environment, but in this method, we are not allowing yeast to ferment fast, but slowly under pressure in a cold environment, which helps to create that creamy open crumb and a delicious flavor. So as the first step, let's prepare the dough. For that, we use cold water to prepare the dough. Here I'm adding an ice cube and then room temperature water. The ice got melt and now the temperature of water is around 65 Fahrenheit. I'm adding a teaspoon of salt, a teaspoon of yeast. Stir until both of them dissolve in water. Then adding flour into this. Combine them all together. Now fill the dough with our hand and just make sure there are no lumps or any dry spots are left. Our bread dough is now ready. It's so easy. It took only less than 5 minutes for us to prepare the dough. Now let's cover the bowl and place it immediately in the fridge. We don't need to proof the dough. We can take it directly into the fridge. And we can use the dough when the whole dough turns cold. It may take around 3 hours and we can use it up to 4 days from the fridge. You will find it so easy that we can make the dough at night before going to bed and can make amazing bread in the next day or any time you need oven fresh bread. And if you want to make a big batch, you can double this recipe, but for yeast, use only 1.5 teaspoons of yeast instead of 2. I took the dough out from the fridge the next day and now we don't need to wait for the dough to come to room temperature. Let's do the stretching and folding so that our dough will turn more smooth and structured. I'm dipping my hands in water so that the dough will not stick to our hands. Pull the dough from one side and stretch and then fold it onto itself. Turn the bowl 90 degrees and then repeat the stretching and folding on all 4 sides. Now cover the bowl and let the dough sit for 30 minutes. And now it's been 30 minutes. Let's do the second and final round of stretch and folds. The dough will not be very loose and elastic this time. That's okay. Just do it without tearing the dough. And now I'm flipping the dough upside down so that the smooth side is up, and then drag the dough through the sides of the bowl so that it forms a smooth and adhesive surface on top. Cover the bowl and let the dough sit and rest for another 30 minutes. So it's been 30 minutes. Our dough is now ready for dividing and shaping. Transfer this dough onto a well-floured work surface. I'm dividing the dough into 4 approximate equal parts. We need to take care not to deflate those lovely air pockets that have formed. Take one portion, remove any excess flour on surface and then pull and tuck in the edges towards the center and then form it into round balls. As this is made with 80% hydration dough, you may find the dough to be sticky at times, but we can solve it easily just by dusting the surface with some flour. We prepared all of them. Let's give 10 minutes rest for the dough balls. This resting time will give some time for the gluten strands to relax, and this will prevent its tendency to rebound back while we shape them. It's been 10 minutes and they are ready for shaping. So take one. I'm placing it with the smooth side down. Dust off any excess flour on surface and then simply roll the dough. And now to seal the edge, press it with the heel of our palm and place it onto the baguette tray. And now cover it with a kitchen towel and let it sit and rise for 45 minutes. They have risen well, and before taking them into the oven, I'm scoring the top with a sharp blade. This will help them to get good oven spring and can bloom beautifully through those slash marks when baked. So now they are ready to go into the oven. Bake it at 425 Fahrenheit or 220 C preheated oven for around 30 minutes. Place the baking tray into the oven and spray the inside of the oven with some water. The presence of steam inside the oven in the initial few minutes of baking will help to get that better oven spring and also help to get that crispy crust to our baguettes. After baking, you will get very light, airy, golden baguettes, and you will love that crispy crust and amazingly soft, tender, moist open crumb. You can enjoy these baguettes with plain butter or with some olive oil, or you can fill it with your favorite ingredients to make amazing sandwiches. I'm sure you will love the texture of this bread, and I hope you found this recipe super easy to make. And another good thing about this recipe is that we have a very flexible time frame. We can keep the dough in fridge and can use it whenever we need some oven fresh baguettes. Hope you will make this at home, and please let me know how it turned out for you. And if you like this recipe, please give a thumbs up, and please don't forget to share this recipe with your friends and family who love homemade bread. And thank you so much for your love and support, and thanks for watching this video. See you next time.